Honorable members, Madam Second Deputy
Shall we pray? Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness has appointed the office of rulers and parliaments for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we ask you to behold with your abundant favor us, your servants, whom you have pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this land. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we may treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner to promote your honor and glory, and to advance peace, prosperity, and welfare of this country, and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen.
General business, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, good afternoon. Today being my first day to chair, honorable members, with deep gratitude and humility, I would like to thank you for the trust and the confidence you have placed in me by electing me as the second deputy speaker of this house. This is a reflection of collective belief that together we can strengthen our parliament, uphold our democratic values, and serve our people with dignity and fairness. Let us continue to work together for the good of our constituencies and for the future of our nation. I thank you. Honorable members, the second announcement is that the business committee will be meeting at 3:30 during the health break. I thank you.
Government business, ministerial statement. the Honorable Minister of Transport and Public Works to present a statement on the accelerating transport and public works development in Malawi.
Thank you. Honorable Minister responsible for Transport and Public Works, you have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Deputy Speaker, I rise before you and the Honorable House to present my maiden statement under the title Accelerating Transport and Public Works Development in Malawi. Madam Deputy Speaker and all members of this House, I stand to first of all congratulate His Excellency the President of the Republic of Malawi, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, for being elected with a landslide victory. His being voted to power means a lot to the people of this republic. They spoke loudly and confirmed that this is indeed a return to proven leadership. May I also thank His Excellency the President for appointing me to serve in his cabinet. I'm very grateful. I do not take this for granted and therefore promise to diligently serve him and the people of Malawi. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, distinguished members of this House, let me take this opportunity to also congratulate you all for excelling in the just past general elections. This is a vote of confidence from your constituents, giving you the mandate to speak for them in this House. Thirdly, let me also congratulate you, Madam Second Deputy Speaker. I'm very much honored to stand up and speak in this House on your first day of presiding over the deliberations of this House. I'm saying congratulations to you. But in the same vein, I am privileged to also use this opportunity to congratulate the Speaker of this House and the First Deputy Speaker. Congratulations. We are all looking forward to your guidance as we deliberate on the proceedings of this House. Madam Deputy Speaker, I rise to address this House on progress and strategic direction of the transport sector, a sector that remains the backbone of our economy and a vital driver of trade, connectivity, and national development. I will start with the National Transport Master Plan. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the National Transport Master Plan, our blueprint for investment in the transport sector, outlines key policy direction. That is to shift bulk cargo from road to rail and inland transport to assist in preserving the life of our roads. For this transition to be successful, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the operating environment for the two modes needs to be strengthened, and the government is thus investing in the rehabilitation of both rail and port infrastructure. There are a number of subsectors which I will present as follows. The road subsector. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, for the past 2 years, our efforts to maintain roads have been frustrated due to the non-remittance of the fuel levy by the Malawi Energy Regulatory Authority to the Road Fund Administration. This obviously ought to be expected because of misalignment of priorities by the previous administration. This situation has limited the capacity of the government of Malawi to undertake timely maintenance of our road network. The government of Malawi, under the leadership of Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, is now taking decisive action to restore normal remittances and strengthen the roads fund so that our roads are maintained to standards our people deserve. On the other hand, with support from development partners and the local resources, my ministry is undergoing an exciting time in road rehabilitation. For urban roads, Lilongwe has experienced an unprecedented facelift of road upgrading from single lane to dual and triple carriageways for the following roads, complete with the street lights. I must mention, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, that with the leadership of Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, who proceeded to secure resources that have been used in these rehabilitation projects, my ministry is grateful to these initiatives. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I would like to mention specifically on these roads. The crossroads to Kanengo dual carriageway, which covers 10 kilometers, and with support from the Chinese government, which all honorable members of this House can attest that they are already using this road. The construction works were completed and the road is now in use, and we are now in the defects liability period. The 6-lane Dr. Saulos Klaus Chilima Highway from Parliament Building to National Bank Old Town, covering 4.1 kilometers, has been built using local resources. The construction works have been substantially completed. The road is now in use, and this project is also in the defects liability period. The dual carriageway, Zimba Street from Crossroads, roundabout to Central Medical Stores, covering 3.9 kilometers, using local resources, has also been completed. This project is also in use, this road is in use, and is also in the defects liability period. The very recent completion of the magnificent Lilongwe Bridge, which Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I personally opened with great gratitude to His Excellency Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, I would like to report that this is now open to public use with support from the Japanese government. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I would like to reiterate my gratitude to the President of this Republic, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, with the Minister of Finance, who went all the way to secure funding for these projects. And to the grace of God, we are here as a DPP government to witness the official opening of all these projects. We are aware that the past government attempted to open some of these projects, although they had not been completed, to score some cheap scores. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the only tragedy that we are currently facing is that the street lights that we have in these nice roads are being vandalized, a practice that is decadent and retrogressive. I wish to appeal to all such ill-minded people to stop the malpractice forthwith, because once they are caught, they will face the full wrath of the law. May I also request honorable members of this House to help spread this message to our constituents. Of course, particularly honorable members from and around Lilongwe. These roads and the incidental infrastructure belong to all of us as Malawians, and it is our responsibility, collective responsibility for that matter, to guard them jealously. Madam Deputy Speaker, the main trunk road, otherwise called the M001 or M1, and other arteries have reached a point where some sections are completely deteriorated. The following sections, with support from development partners, are being rehabilitated. 1, the Camels International Airport turn-off to Nzimba turn-off, and the Kacheche to Chiweta 300 kilometers stretch, with support from the European Investment Bank and the European Union, is underway for rehabilitation, with a total cost of 111 million euros. The construction works for this project are expected to be completed just next month, December 20. Oh, sorry, I take that one again. The construction works on this project are expected to be completed in the month of December 2026. The Nsipe Liwonde section, covering 55 kilometers, supported by the African Development Bank, is also underway, and the construction works are expected to be completed in July 2026. With support from the World Bank, we are also implementing a transformative project called the Southern Africa Trade and Connectivity Project, whose objectives, among others, are to reduce the cost of trade and strengthen regional coordination, strengthen value chains for regional integration. Apart from the softer issues coming under this project, the project will also strengthen transport infrastructure to improve market access by rehabilitating the Liwonde-Mataware Road, with commencement happening in December 2025, next month. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, in order to enhance resilience against annual climatic shocks in the Lower Shire, we are redesigning and reconstructing the Tabwa-Chikwawa-Bangula Road, again lying on the M001, covering 99 kilometers with support from the World Bank. This project is expected to commence in early 2026. The expectation is that in due course, these works will be completed and main road arteries will be restored to play their rightful role of facilitating travel for strategic products and people. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, one of the roads that is earmarked for upgrading is the Mangochi-Maganjira Road. The road is 101 kilometers, and once upgraded, will facilitate tourism, trade, and transportation of agricultural products, and support the fishing industry, which has been limited in its growth and development due to poor conditions of the link road. The total cost of upgrading the road is $100 million US, and implementation of the project, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, has been split into 3 phases. Phase 1 saw the construction of Litisa Bridge, which was financed by the African Development Bank. The bridge has been completed and is now in use. The second phase, Phase 2, will see the construction of 8 bridges, which will be financed by the World Bank. Currently, the procurement process for the construction of these bridges is at an advanced stage, with contractors expected to be identified soon and works to commence also soon.
You have 5 minutes, Honorable
Phase
Minister.
3.
You have 5 minutes remaining, Honorable Minister. Thank you.
Phase 3 will involve the construction of 101 kilometer road and associated drainage structures. On this phase, the total amount that is available for the construction works is $56 million US dollars. With your indulgence, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I will skip therefore some of the details of the report with a request to the honorable members that my
Honorable Minister, the table clerks were just reminding me about the time, then they say, no, they have 10 minutes. The Honorable Minister has 10 minutes. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Madam Second Deputy Speaker. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, under phase 3 of this work, the Ministry has just recently signed a contract with the supervision consultant, and the procurement of contractors for the civil works will also commence soon. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, apart from the roads that I've just mentioned, my ministry is also implementing a number of road projects across the country. And these are different levels. They include upgrading the 30-kilometer long Chitipa-Ilomba Road, which is being financed by the Malawi government. The revised completion date for this project is December 2025. The second one is upgrading of Rumpi-Nyika Road, phase 1 from Bolero to Bembe, with funding from the Malawi government, and the revised completion date, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, is December 2025. Rehabilitation of 150 kilometers section of M005 road from Kapatenga to Luangwa. This is being financed by the Malawi government, African Development Bank, and the OPEC Fund. All the construction works on this project are expected to be completed by September 2027. The upgrading of the Chimwaza-Nambuma Road with funds from the Malawi government, works are expected to be completed in November 2026. The upgrading of 60-kilometer road from Zarekanchisi Malomo Road with funding from local resources, the works are supposed to be completed in April 2027. Capacity improvement of Kaunda and Chendawaka Road in the city of Lilongwe with funding from local resources, the works are expected to be completed in March 2026. Capacity improvement for the dual carriageway on the M001 road from Crossroads roundabout to Tanoho in the city of Lilongwe with funding from local resources, the works are expected to be completed by May 2026. Upgrading of 40-kilometer road from Cheu Sangano Neno Mwanza, this is being financed by the Malawi government. The works are expected to be completed by January 2026. Upgrading of 20-kilometer section of Lilongwe Chingale Machinga Road. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I can declare my interest here because this road passes through my constituency. It can't go without being mentioned so that my constituency should know that I've started working, Madam Speaker. This road is expected to be completed in October 2026. Construction of Tuchira Bridge in Mulanje District with funding from Malawi government. I can see the Honourable Member of Parliament from Mulanje West is smiling on this one. We can commit that we'll be completing this bridge in by April 2026. Upgrading and rehabilitation of Salima Town roads, Nzimba roads, Deza and be financed by local resources. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, in the area of the regulatory services, I'll quicken to make roads. I am aware that my ministry is the overall policy holder in terms of all public roads in this country, but the management of these roads has been delegated to the institutions that I will quickly outline. The main roads, these are the roads that connect district headquarters and connect Malawi to the borders. with our neighboring countries, these roads are under the management of the Roads Authority. The secondary roads, and these are the roads that connect, these are under the responsibility again of the Roads Authority. Urban roads, and these are the roads within the city boundaries, and they are not classified as main roads or secondary roads. These urban roads are under the responsibility of city councils. Community roads are roads within a district boundary that connect villages to centers of trade or trading centers. These are also under the responsibility of district councils. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I would like to buttress the point made previously by my cabinet colleague that this is where the 5 billion kwacha that will be allocated to the constituency is meant to go. And this is in accordance to the DPP manifesto that we should decentralize development to the constituencies. I wanted to request Madam Second Deputy Speaker and the Honorable House that before they present their request to my ministry, they should feel free to consult the Roads Authority or indeed the city and district councils on how they can go about undertaking the rehabilitation and maintenance works that they expect to be undertaken. Is a district or community road, then it is to be the council that has got to prioritize the maintenance and construction of such kind of roads. My ministry, at the beginning of every financial year, we do request all councils to submit to the financing in the annual roads, in the annual national roads program. So, honorable members, feel free, of course, to reach out to my ministry, but at the same time, feel free to reach out to the Roads Authority as well as to your councils for guidance on how you can go about undertaking the road maintenance or indeed the bridges that would require any maintenance in your constituencies. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, talking about the rail transport system in this country, my ministry is continuing with the implementation of the Marka-Bangula rail project, which involves the rehabilitation of 72 kilometers from the border at Marka to Bangula. I am happy to report that the physical progress stands at 68%, with 26 kilometers completed from Marka to Nsanje. In addition, the government has revised the Nkaya Lilongwe rail line, which currently actively carries coal from Watize and other key commodities such as fuel and fertilizer from the port of Nakala, Mozambique, to Kanengo in Lilongwe. Rehabilitation works are continuing on the Kanengo-Chipata, Zambia stretch to further promote regional trade and connectivity. Whilst all this is being pursued, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, my ministry is also looking at rail connectivity to the northern region. The ultimate aim is to connect the rail with Tazara rail line up north. We are currently doing feasibility studies and inviting partners to consider financing this project. Inland water transport, Madam Deputy Speaker, in the past 10 years, port management and shipping services were operated under concession by the Malawi Ports Company and the Malawi Shipping Company, both subsidiaries of Motor Angel, under a public-private partnership arrangement. Due to persistent underperformance, however, on 31st December 2024, these concessions were mutually terminated. A transitional arrangement was agreed upon under which Motor Angel would continue to support MV Ilala's operations with the salaries and fuel until end of this month of November 2025. Meanwhile, day-to-day operations and port management are now being carried out by government-owned Malawi Lake Services Company. I would like to assure the House, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, that there will be no any service disruptions to the communities which are served and serviced by MV Ilala, as all transitional arrangements are in place. Madam Deputy Speaker, my ministry is undertaking a business model study together with the public-private partnership that will guide the future phases of concessions for inland ports and shipping services. This model shall define key prerequisites and performance indicators to ensure that future arrangements deliver value for money and improve service delivery for the people of this republic. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the Likoma Island Port Project, which began in 2019 under the leadership of Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika and currently standing at 90% completion, remains a top priority for this government. The contractor has indicated that there is a need for additional resources for completion to be done. Once finalized, the port will significantly enhance connectivity, trade and tourism for the people of Likoma and Chizumulu Island and nearby places. Progress, I must report here, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, that slowed and works were suspended. For the past 2 years, there hasn't been any work happening on this port. This government, under the leadership of Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, we are recommencing completion of this port project at Likoma Island. Our ports, especially Nkata Bay and Chipoka, have suffered years of neglect and are now in need for rehabilitation. Consultants are being, we will undertake this rehabilitation work so that the people of Nkata Bay and the people of Chipoka benefit from this DPP-led government. Madam Deputy Speaker, the need cannot be overemphasized of the replacement of the aging MV Ilala. The vessel MV Ilala was built in Glasgow in the year 1949, meaning as we speak now, this vessel is about 74 years. It has outlived its life. It is therefore on the priority list of this government to replace MV Ilala. The government, through my ministry, is looking for donors to support with its replacement. So far, my ministry has had discussions with interested investors that have indicated an interest to build a replacement of MV Ilala. The other option, obviously, would be to get a loan finance for procurement of a new and modern vessel. To replace the Ilala as it stands now, we are estimating that it will cost about $40 million according to our current specifications. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, I wish to put it on record to this Honorable House that replacement of MV Ilala is a matter of top agency. Madam Deputy Speaker, once all these efforts to improve rail and inland water transport are in place, they will reinforce our call to shift cargo from road to rail and inland water transport, a move that will cut transport costs, stimulate economic growth, and preserve our road infrastructure. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, special comment on the incident that took place on the 11th of November, 2025, whilst we were in this house, where a boat failed to finish its voyage from Nkata Bay to Likoma Island. We do appreciate sincerely that we have shortfalls moving people and cargo between the mainland and the islands of Likoma and Chizumulu. While we have, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, while we have challenges of a modern vessel to transport people and goods on the lake to replace MV Ilala, different citizens have taken it upon themselves to use their private boats for hire. This has created problems, especially when connecting the mainland in Nkata Bay to the islands of Likoma and Chizumulu. There are lots of incidents and accidents where lives and property have been lost, regrettably. The ministry has often mounted campaigns to sensitize people to avoid using unlicensed boats. The final solution is to have a minimum of 2 ferries, which will provide safe passage to the islands in the north and also connect Senga Bay to Makanjira. These will be in addition to the MV Ilala replacement, which will have its weekly voyage from Monkey Bay to Chirumba and back. We have some interested investors who are looking into all these investment opportunities so that we can save the people of Likoma Island and Chizumulu Island much, much better. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, allow me to move on to aviation. The aviation sector, Madam Second
Honorable
Deputy
Minister,
Speaker.
you have got 5 minutes to go.
Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the aviation sector continues to register encouraging progress through key reforms and strategic investments. In October 2023, the government established the Civil Aviation Authority to regulate the air transport industry. Additionally, the Airport Development Limited was granted the extended mandate to manage and operate all public airports and airfields, while the Civil Aviation Department was left to handle policy direction of the whole aviation sector. I must hasten to mention, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, to say that before the reforms, the Department of Civil Aviation was handling both operations and the regulatory aspects. This was against international standards. The reforms were therefore had to bring separation of function to separate operations from self-regulation. This reform promotes transparency, autonomy, and operational efficiency in line with international standards. Madam Deputy Speaker, one key aspect that will accelerate implementation of the reforms is the need to retain revenue generated by the aviation sector for operational and infrastructure development. This is a conversation that my ministry is having with the Minister of Finance. So far, I'm happy to report, Madam Second Deputy Speaker and the honorable members, that we are having indications, positive indications for that matter, that this will work successfully. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, our national flag carrier, the Malawi Airlines, has entered into a new 10-year management contract and developed an ambitious business model that is spanning between 2025 and 2035. The airline is planning to expand its international destinations from the current 5 to 27 and to increase its fleet from the current 3 to 10 aircrafts. In order to facilitate the expansion drive, government has signed several bilateral air service agreements with partner countries to expand international connectivity, open new routes, and attract investments in the aviation sector. This expansion, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, will increase aviation activity, decrease cost of air travel, whilst at the same time raising Malawi's profile as a regional transport hub and tourism destination of people's choice. Complementing this development, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, the government of the DPP intends to transform Kamuzu International Airport into a modern airport city with a new terminal building, shopping malls, hotels, a hospital, and a modern housing estate. A team of consultants has been working on the master plan, which will guide implementation of this transformation project. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, it is a well-known fact that the current airport in Nzuzu City has outlived its original design and lifespan. Government, therefore, intends to develop a new airport in the northern region as one modern gateway for regional air connectivity. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, whilst government recognizes that construction of new airport is a long-term undertaking, we remain fully committed to maintaining uninterrupted aviation services in the region. Accordingly, several rehabilitation works have been completed at the existing Nzuzu Airport, including the construction of perimeter fence, procurement of very high-frequency VHF communication equipment, and extension of the runway. Road traffic services, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, in our continuing efforts to decentralize and bring services closer to the people of Chikwawa, Mangochi, and Karonga, my ministry has established vehicle inspection services in Ngabu, Mangochi, and Karonga. These facilities have greatly reduced the distance that citizens have been traveling to access road traffic services whilst improving road safety and compliance. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, my ministry will ensure full resuscitation of the road levy to support sustainable maintenance as we move forward. Continue to collaborate with development partners such as the World Bank, African Development Bank, European Investment Bank, European Union, the Arab countries, who are already supporting key projects in our ministry and the transport and public works sector. We shall continue to explore alternatives and innovations for road maintenance financing through expanding private sector participation through public-private partnerships and other financing models. In pursuit of our model shift from road to rail, we shall initiate the process of enacting legislation to compel shippers to move bulk cargo from road to rail and water transport. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, whilst we have achieved these milestones, we are not without any challenges. I'll quickly mention just that a few, that infrastructure financing, or rather financing of infrastructure, still remains to be a problem, and delayed or protracted procurement systems also remains to be a problem. Whilst we recognize that these are challenges, we are working and turning these challenges into opportunities so that we can benefit from these challenges and be able to utilize the opportunities for the benefit of the citizens of this country. Madam Second Deputy Speaker, in conclusion, and as I conclude, let me indicate that as we go on, my ministry will consistently be presenting specific issues which we will be pursuing so that we provide in-depth information to the honorable members in this August House. The vision of this government under the leadership of Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika for the transport and public works sector is very clear. A modern, safe, integrated transport system, connecting Malawians to opportunities, driving regional trade, and accelerating economic transformation. We are not just rehabilitating roads, not just rehabilitating ports, and not just rehabilitating airports. We are building the arteries of progress that will carry our nation forward. I thank you, Madam Second Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. Honorable members, let me draw the House to Standing Order 190B1. Questions to the Honorable Minister is allocated 2 minutes and no debate is allowed. I recognize members for questions, starting from the Honorable Member from Nzimba, our former VP.
Nzimba Southwest.
Nzimba Northwest, then Southwest. Then the second one is the Honorable Member for Mwanza Central. And the third one is the Honorable Member for, let me recognize the whip, for the Honorable Member for Dedza Mulungus. Thank you so much. In that order, please.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. Since I'm rising for the first time, let me pass my congratulations messages to you, Deputy Speaker, and the entire speakership. I also extend my congratulations to the Leader of the House and the entire Cabinet, Leader of Opposition, and indeed all of us as members of Parliament. Special congratulations go to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Malawi, Professor Peter Mutharika. You know, one thing that these elections we have learned is that it is not the amount of meetings you do, but it is the message that you give.
Exactly.
Deputy Speaker, out of all the 15 or 16 presidential candidates who were there, the least traveled, the least campaigned president is Professor Mutharika. Deputy Speaker,
Honorable member, please ask your question.
Yeah, but thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. This is
I see Leader of the House.
Speaker, good afternoon. I wanted to support the fourth Vice President as he is asking his question. Let us allow him to give a preamble.
it is the message that matters, not how many visits you make. Having said this, Deputy Speaker, let me say I have two questions. Honorable Minister, but I wanted to remind you, or maybe to ask you, sir, you did not include the gender Edingeni Mzimba Road. Currently, the contractor is on site, and it is the wish of the people of Mzimba, Tie Mzukuzuku, Tie Mberwa, Tie Chindi, to make sure that the road goes as far as Mzimba Boma, but as well as it passes through Eutini to join the Bolero Road at Chikwawa. I thought you should pronounce yourself on that one, sir. The second one, I'm glad you have mentioned about Nkatabe jet, but I thought you would continue by bringing into the attention of Mutwara Development Corridor. Why do I mention this? Because from Nkatabe, it goes as far as Mzimba up to Mkocha border, and our colleagues in Zambia have already done their part from Chipata to Lundazi, Lundazi to Chama. They are just waiting for us to connect so that the Mtwara Development Corridor becomes a reality. I submit, Madam First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Mwanza West, Mwanza Central. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Second Deputy Speaker, Madam. I have three questions, but before asking the questions, I just wanted to bring to the attention of the Honorable Minister my observation on the Kanengo Crossroads Road. I don't know whether it's just me or probably there are a couple of others who would share my sentiments. It looks like the marking for the road is not perfect. I would probably suggest to you, Honorable Minister, to send your officers to monitor or to check on the road marking. You are driving on a lane, it's showing you're going to the left. Before you know it, the road is taking you to a different lane altogether. So I think that needs to be checked. It's a beautiful road, but the marking is not perfect. My first question is on the funds utilization. There are a couple of projects, road projects that are funded, but they take too long. Yet the projects are already, they are fully funded. What is your ministry doing to make sure that funds utilization is moving according to the planned project arrangement? The second question is, there is this project, Tsangano Neno Mwanza Road project. Just wanted to know which section of Mwanza is benefiting from this project. And finally, I wanted to find out, Honorable Minister, we have toll gates. I think 2 so far on the Lilongwe Blantyre Road. When you drive along this road, most of the times you find that there are a lot of potholes. We, as road users, thought probably the use of funds collected from the toll gates are meant for rehabilitation of the roads. But for the past 5 years, under the MCP government, the roads have not been rehabilitated. So we just want to find out where the funds are channeled to and what your ministry is doing to make sure that the road is always in good condition, perfect condition, so that we can avoid road accidents. Thank you very much, Second Deputy Speaker.
Thank you so much, Honorable Member. The Honorable Member for Dedza Mulunguzi. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Second Deputy Speaker, for according me this opportunity. If you may allow me, please, just for some seconds, to join those that have congratulated you for your election to that position. It really suits you very well. Congratulations, Madam Speaker. Let me also congratulate the Honorable Minister.